Okay, today's lesson is on circles. It's an introduction to circles. Can you tell me things that are shaped like a circle? Can you give me an example of things that are shaped like a circle? A quarter, an orange, a tile, a ball, cap covers, buttons, donuts, a penny, a ball, buttons. Okay, so I have the sun, a help sign, a quarter, buttons, and the red, yellow, and green lights on a traffic light, and the United States $quarter, United States of America $quarter. The objectives for today's lesson. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to define and identify the parts of a circle and define pi. What part of the circle is the arrow pointing to? Yes, it is a black dot, but what part of the circle is the arrow pointing to? Okay, see. The middle is not a part of the circle. What part of the circle is the arrow pointing to? Okay, it's the center. Can someone define the center? What is the definition of the term center? Okay, the center of a circle is a fixed point in the middle of the circle. The distance from the center of a circle to any point on the circumference of the circle is always the same. Okay, so circle M. Does anyone know what circle M means? Okay, the letter that represents the center of a circle can be used to name the circle. For example, the circle in the above diagram can be called circle. Okay, what part of the circle is this arrow pointing to? The topic is circles, an introduction to circles. Okay, what is the outside of the circle called? This is the circumference. Now, can someone define the circumference? What is the definition of the term circumference? the outer layer of the circle. The space around the circle, the space around the circle, the outside of an object. The circumference of a circle is the edge or perimeter of the circle. The circumference of a circle is the edge or perimeter of the circle. We would have done perimeter of polygon, so we know what perimeter means. All right, the next part of the circle. Which part of the circle is this arrow pointing to? Try again, Shawnees. Try again, Johnson. Good job, Swain, Hyla, and Cloyd. Try again, Monica. We are identifying the part of the circle the arrow is pointing to. Okay, the arrow is pointing to the radius. Someone tell me the definition of radius. To find the term radius. This half of that diameter. Okay. The radius of the radius of a circle is a straight line that has one endpoint on the center of the circle and the other endpoint on the circumference of the circle. What part of the circle is this arrow pointing to? What part of the circle is this arrow pointing to? Good job. A lot of you would have said diameter. Diameter is correct. Can someone tell me the definition of the diameter? The question is to find the term diameter. Okay, the diameter of a circle The diameter of a circle is a straight line that passes through the center of the circle and has both endpoints on the circumference of the circle. The diameter of a circle is twice as long as the radius of the circle. So good job to all of those that said the diameter of a circle is a straight line that passes through the center of the circle. What part of the circle is this arrow pointing to? And the answer is chord. Now, what is the definition of a chord? Okay, the definition of a chord. The chord of a circle is a straight line that has both endpoints on the circumference of the circle. Good job to those who said this definition here. Okay, so let's play. Let's fill in the blank. Let's see who remembers the definitions. So question number 1 says, the center of the circle is a blank blank in the middle of the circle. So in the chat, you can type the answers to fill in the 2 blanks in question number 1. The center of the circle is a blank blank in the middle of the circle. Okay, the center of a circle is a fixed point in the middle of the circle. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. The blank of a circle is a straight line that has both endpoints on the circumference of the circle. What is the answer? Okay. The chord of a circle is a straight line that has both endpoints on the circumference of the circle. Question number 3. The blank that represents the center of a circle can be used to name the circle. I see one correct. Okay. The letter that represents the center of a circle can be used to name the circle. All right. Let's fill in the blank. The blank of a circle is a straight line that passes through the center of the circle and has both endpoints on the circumference of the circle. Let's fill in the blank for question number 4. Eva, check your answer, Eva. And Seymour. Okay. The diameter of a circle is a straight line that passes through the center of the circle and has both endpoints on the circumference of the circle. So let's move right along to question number 5. The blank of a circle is a straight line that has one endpoint on the center of the circle and the other endpoint on the circumference of the circle. The radius of a circle is a straight line that has one endpoint on the center of the circle and the other endpoint on the circumference of the circle. And our last question. The blank of a circle is the edge or perimeter. Okay, so last. The circumference of a circle is the edge or the perimeter of the circle. Okay, give yourselves a pat on the back. Great job. Okay, the next part of the lesson is for you to identify the parts of the circle. So what is number 6? What part of the circle is number? Okay, I see some answers. All right. What part of the circle is number 5? Okay, which part of the circle is number 3 pointing to? Good job, students. Okay, which part of the circle is number 2 pointing to? You see 2 correct answers so far. Okay, so it's time to reveal our answers. So the center is pointing to the dot. Circle M. So the circumference, the radius, the diameter, and the chord. So question, what is pi? What is pi? Okay, so I see you putting the number. What about the definition of pi? Can we define pi? What is the definition of pi? What is the definition of pi? Okay, it is used in the formula for okay, that is a characteristic, I guess, but I want the definition. Good job, Stubbs. So pi is written as pi. So the symbol for pi is that is the symbol for pi. Pi is the ratio of the circumference of any circle to its diameter. Yes, pi is the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet. Okay, so pi again is the ratio of the circumference of any circle. What is pi? Pi equals the circumference over the diameter. Pi is a recurring decimal. Pi is also an irrational number. This is just a little video to tell you a little more about pi. We're back on track with our video of pi.
Irrational numbers are confusing, but seeing some more of pi's decimal digits will help you understand what I mean. To be more precise, pi is 3.14159265358979323 and the decimal digits just keep on going forever without. Yes, irrational numbers are confusing, but seeing some more of pi's decimal digits will help you understand what I mean. To be more precise, pi is 3.14159265358979323 and the decimal digits just keep on going forever without repeating. Pretty amazing, huh? But the good news is that saying pi is 3.14 is usually close enough for most math problems, so that's all you really need to memorize. And that's why we use a symbol for pi in equations. We could write pi with just 2 decimal places, or we could write it with 5.
Okay, that video was just telling you the digits of pi. Can anyone remember the digits of pi? Or how many digits of pi can you remember? How many digits of pi can you remember? Okay, the digits of pi that I can remember are 3.1414, 3.141592, but most importantly, we will be using pi as 3.14 moving forward. So let's practice. So we have here a little word puzzle. Can everyone see the word puzzle? So our job is to find the words. To search puzzle, it's word search. Is to find the words. So I'm going to use the last word to show you how we're going to do this. So our last word is crown. Our last word is crown. So I'm going to say, to find crown, it begins at G3. Does everyone see G3? Crown begins at G3 and ends at D3. Can everyone see that? Crown begins at D3 and ends at, crown begins at G3 and ends at D3. So in order for you to tell me how to find the words, you must tell me where the word begins and where the word ends. Let's start off with circle. Let's start off with circle. Okay, someone said circle begins at H6 and ends at H1. Good job. Now let's move on to center. What is center? Butler, she said that center begins at G0 and ends at B0. Good job. Now let's find the word diameter and Joshua. Diameter begins at A0 and it ends at H7. Good job. How about the word radius? Good job, McCarty and Ward, Johnson and Mackey. Radius begins at A2 and ends at A7. All right. What about radii? Okay, radii begins at F7 and ends at B3. Great. What about the word arc? Shadi, good job, roll. Arc begins at A3. You change the color. Arc begins at A3 and ends at A1. Good job. We are on chord now. Chord begins at C1 and ends at G1. Wow. And our last word, shape. Shape is our length, outing, and roll. All right. Shape. Shape begins at G7 and ends at C3. Awesome. We would have found all the words, all of our parts of the circle in the word search. Good job. How well did you understand today's lesson? Parts of a circle. I don't understand. I nearly understand. I fully understand. What about pi? How well did you understand pi? I don't understand. I nearly understand. And I fully understand. Okay, grade 8, we have arrived of our mathematics class. It's Friday.
Welcome to Persuasive Writing. My name is Miss Barrow. Today, we will focus on the structure of persuasive writing and how to use emotion in your writing to persuade. First, let's have a look at the lesson objectives. After watching this lesson, you will be able to explain the purpose of persuasive writing, use emotion to persuade the audience, and construct a sentence hook, statement of opinion, reason, and closing sentence for persuasive writing. First, let's watch this video on persuasive writing.
Persuasive writing is a type of opinion writing. Your opinion is what you think, feel, or believe about something. To persuade means to convince. When we persuade someone, we want to convince them of something.
People use persuasive writing to stand for or against an issue. The writer's job is to convince the audience to believe something or to take action. Media used to convince the audience include the radio, television commercials, newspapers, magazines, and much more can be used to persuade your audience. The writer may wish to persuade the audience in one of three ways: emotions, character, and reason. Today, we will focus our attention on persuasion through emotional appeal. Let's have a look at this video. In persuasive writing, emotional appeal is the use of emotion to persuade. The purpose for emotional appeal is to get the audience to listen with their feelings and not the mind. This convinces them to make a decision. Some phrases or words used to evoke emotions are I think, I believe, amazing, ecstatic, dangerous, crushed, beautiful, and foolish. These examples and many more may evoke emotions such as pity, fear, anger, and excitement, which can cause your audience to share the same view and take action. To appeal to animal lovers, the writer may use pity to evoke compassion to convince the audience to adopt a dog. The fear of danger to life, health, or property may convince you not to leave a child in the car. Anger appeal can make the audience want to take action, such as cleaning up the environment. Or excitement appeal, which can make you want to spend some money. So whether you're writing for a friend, your teacher, a parent, or even a complete stranger, it's important to know your audience so that you can write to appeal to their emotions. A good persuasive essay has a hook, statement of opinion, reason, and concluding sentence. Sentence hooks are used to grab the reader's attention. Let's have a look at some examples. The first is feeling or emotion. Excessive homework can lead to burnt-out students. You can also start with questions. Have you ever thought about why we have homework? What's the point? And then there's repetition. No, no, no! Homework is stressful and should not be given on weekends. Does this look familiar? Onomatopoeia. Ring. The bell ringing signals that school is dismissed, but it sucks because I'm rushing home to do homework. You can also use a hyperbole. Just thinking about homework on weekends makes my brain explode. Or even a metaphor. Education is your passport to the future. Let's play Name That Hook. This is where you get to determine the type of sentence hook used. Identify whether it's a simile, repetition, hyperbole, question, metaphor, or an onomatopoeia. Here's our prompt. Should children be allowed to drive cars? Would you put your precious life in the hands of a clueless 5-year-old driver? Choose the answer from the bottom. Is it a simile, repetition, hyperbole, question, metaphor, or an onomatopoeia? If you said that the sentence hook is a question, awesome job. Crash, boom, bam. That's what Max heard after he allowed his 12-year-old behind the wheel of his brand new Mercedes-Benz. All right, select your answer. I bet you said onomatopoeia. Awesome job. How about this one? Placing car keys in a child's hands is like playing with fire. What's the answer? Yes, a simile. Here's the next one. No, no, no. Letting children drive vehicles on the streets is absolutely insane. Come on, what's the answer? Yes, repetition. Good job. How about this? Minus swerving down the streets of Nassau is pure hell. Our answer? Metaphor. Let's try one more. The world will end if kids are allowed to drive behind the wheel of a car. Yes, the answer is hyperbole. In persuasive writing, after the sentence hook comes the statement of opinion. A statement of opinion is when the writer takes a stance for or against something. In other words, the writer gives their point of view on the subject. Let's take a look at some examples. I think it's dangerous to teach a 9-year-old to cook. In this example, the writer is taking a stance against children cooking in the kitchen. Summer camps should be mandatory for bullies. Again, the writer is taking a stance against bullying. And the last one, I believe it is important for students to have a break from school. The writer is taking a stance for breaks for students. Here's where you get to determine if the sentence is for or against something. If you think this sentence is for something, you will put your thumbs up. If not, thumbs down if you think it's against. Here's the first sentence, and it's about junk food in school. The time has come to stop junk foods from being sold in school. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yes, thumbs down. You have taken a stance against junk food. Good job. Let's take a stance for prefect nomination. Rihanna will make a great president for the prefect club. Vote for Riri. Is the sentence taking a stance for or against? Thumbs up. Yes, it's for. Here's an interesting one. texting and driving. Texting while driving should be against the law. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Indeed, thumbs down. Take a stance against texting and driving. Great job. Let's look at citizenship. Citizenship should be a legal right for everyone born in the Bahamas. What stance does this writer take? Yes, for citizenship. Once you have taken your stance, it's important to give your reasons as to why you agree or disagree with something. Your reason can be compassion-based. If the kittens do not have food to eat, they will starve. You don't want the kitty to starve, do you? Of course not. That's an emotional reason. Another reason is the appeal of fair. Installing security bars will make sure that you are safe from criminals when you go to work. Let's say you're trying to persuade someone to purchase a product. In this case, you can use the appeal of vanity. Using Head and Shoulders shampoo will make your hair shiny and healthy. This gives flattery to win the customer over to purchase the product. Now you will get a chance to practice writing a sentence using opinionated reasons. The topic given is junk food in schools. Write a sentence to say why you would disagree with junk food in schools. Pause the video and start now. When you are done, press play. Welcome back. I'm sure that you did a great job. Here's my sentence. I am certain that eating junk food makes you look unattractive. Let's try the next sentence. You will now write a sentence stating why you would be in favor of having cell phones in the classroom. Start now. Welcome back. Here's my sentence. I believe cell phones help to make learning more interesting. This time, write a sentence against smoking. Remember, use an opinion. Stop the video and start now. When you're done, press play. Was your reason similar to mine? Everyone knows that smoking makes you look old fast. The final piece of the puzzle is making sure that you have a strong closing sentence. This confirms your stance or point of view. It can help to convince your audience to support a cause or to take action. Here's an example. This supports a cause. Please support my soccer team by sponsoring us to travel for competition. Let's look at another example. If you want to remain safe on the streets of Nassau, buckle up. Here, the writer makes a final attempt to convince drivers and passengers to wear their seatbelts for safety. Let's wrap up. Remember that persuasive writing may be used to convince someone to believe what you believe or to take action. A strong persuasive piece should have a sentence hook, statement of opinion, reasons, and a concluding sentence to support your view. That's all for now. See you next week for another lesson on persuasive writing. Bye-bye.